recently had an issue on this show. We had a musical group called the Chaperones, formerly known as the Chaperones, who were dear friends of mine on the show, and they have a new name, the Chaperones Salute. Tony Ferrari's Chaperones Salute. And we played it a little bit light on the side of the new name. And we had a viewer who demanded the show be retracted, taken off the air, taken off the internet, that I apologize, and I was threatened with a lawsuit. We've got an attorney here who can help us solve this problem of what can I'm not Jay Leno, I'm not Joan Rivers, thank goodness, I'm not David or Craig Ferguson, I'm not even Conan O'Brien. Do I need a team of lawyers every time I come on TV and talk to you? What are my rights as a TV host? So, whatever this means to you, the topic today on Something to Talk About is freedom of speech on TV. So sue me. And I'd like to welcome my special guest. His name is David A Bythewood Esquire. He's a real attorney in the flesh, a Long Islander.
Yes, I am.
And you're appreciator of the music business. And
yes,
you know
I am.
And you have some, first of all, you're on Court TV. Second
yes,
of all, you know some biggies in the jazz world. And a Grammy,
Herbie Hancock and
Grammy Award-winning
Davis.
photographer. Yes. Okay. Welcome, David. Talk to me. We have a little problem here. Can I say what I please? Let's take it from the very top level. Can I say what I please on my own TV show? What are my limits?
Any opinion that you have is fine, so long as it's opinion. If you go outside of opinion and you make statements that are to be assumed to be fact or believed to be fact by others on the outside, saying, I know that XYZ, or that Cher committed murder, or Cher is a murderer.
Okay.
Of course, that's a little bit out there, but if you say the wrong thing and you defame them, of course, that gets outside the amendment.
Okay.
But your opinion, I don't like the way Cher dresses. That's your opinion.
Okay.
You know, it is my opinion that this is ridiculous, or that is ridiculous.
I can say that?
Absolutely. Anytime.
Really?
You can say the president is ridiculous, in my opinion.
And people do all the time, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
Now, what if I give my opinion in the terms of a joke about something that somebody else, a viewer perhaps, takes very seriously? Let's say they were involved in a lawsuit over many years, and I made light of something, and they were offended by my making light of it. Can they can threaten me, but can they sue me for my trivializing something that's important to somebody else that I don't know anything about?
Well, give me an example, and let's explore.
Okay, thank you. The example was that on the show I mentioned with the Chaperones, Tony Ferrari Chaperones Salute, we were whispering the word salute. And I, being a former stand-up comedian, now I'm a sit-down comic, if you will, I used the phrase, we're paying lip service, because we were kind of almost lip-syncing. Lip service, salute. I thought it was a cool joke. I didn't think I was violating anybody's freedom of anything, and I was threatened with a $10,000 lawsuit because of what I said. I was quoted, and the exact time in the show was stated in an email to me that I had violated the New York State Truth in Music Act, and I was subject to a lawsuit. OMG, David, help me.
Well, unfortunately, people in show business threaten and threaten and threaten, and their threats are really air. They have nothing to do with anything founded under law. With regard to your situation where you use the word salute, even though you whispered it, you could analogize the whispering to fine print on a document.
Right.
You buy something, if you don't read the fine print, then you subject yourself to your own liability because it's there for you to read.
Okay.
So as long as you say salute, which means it was not the original group. This is another group that is sort of like the original group and is singing the songs of the original group.
That's the question, is were they part of the original? Not. They claim they were, they claim they weren't. That's their lawsuit, not mine.
It's their difference. They say they were, they say they weren't. Who was? I don't know. I wasn't part of there. I wasn't in the studio. I didn't see them on stage, and they're a lot older now, so they don't look the same way they did back then. So what is my liability as a talk show host in general? I just said I didn't like Madonna's latest album. I don't even know what it is. But just putting that out there, am I allowed to say I don't like, or am I allowed to say that's silly? What if I said that the particular lawsuit, in my opinion, was trivial? Am I allowed to say that? You're absolutely allowed to say that. You know, you've seen columnists over the years, going back to people like Dorothy Kilgallen, and they always criticize everything. You have critics who are out there in the papers, on television. They're speaking about productions in Hollywood. They're speaking about productions on Broadway. They're saying it's good. They're saying it's bad. They're saying it's ugly. They're saying it's anything but great. And then they're also saying it's fantastic. You know, you can say any of that. And usually, as far as show business people are concerned, they like it anyway because there's nothing wrong with publicity in their world. At least that's what I'm told again and again and again.
It's true. Well, they say there's no such thing as bad press, right?
That's what I understand it to be.
Now, just so my viewers know, I did take the show off TV, off of 3 different channels. We did take it off of Vimeo.com, where I post my shows now digitally online.
And I had nothing to do with that.
Nothing. And the shows have not been on since then, and we have not re-aired the show. Do I have the right to re-air the show?
Absolutely.
Do I have to apologize to anybody?
No.
Is anybody going to come after me?
What do to offend this person? You simply gave your opinion.
Right.
Lip service.
Right.
It seems like lip service.
Okay.
So what? You know, what is the whole thing all about?
Okay.
You didn't say that utilizing the word salute was not in fact correct, that
No.
in fact this is the group, the chaperones? The
Yes,
chaperones?
chaperones.
The chaperones. This is the real chaperones.
Never said
That would have been a problem.
Yep.
But you said salute. Yeah.
What I said was they've been on my show many times over the years, and they were always known as the Chaperones. Now they're Tony Ferrari's Chaperone Salute. And I said, how did this happen? And I asked them about the lawsuit. So I gave the opening on the show for them to discuss and open the topic. I thought it would be good for the viewers to know that.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Isn't it true that they were on your show for year after year after year, representing that this is who they were?
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden they became Salute?
Yes.
And you never got sued?
No.
Okay. If they represent that they're one thing, perhaps they will get sued. But if you say, they tell me are this,
Yeah.
this is who I know to be this, these are not your words. You're repeating what you're told.
Okay.
You believing what they're telling you, do you have an obligation to go out and research it? No. Look, guy who's out there viewing, if what they're telling me is not true, and I'm telling you, I'm simply repeating what they said, so sue them, not me. Because if you sue me, then I may have repercussions to sue you after I beat you in the lawsuit. Malicious prosecution, abusive process.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, I was frightened enough. I was demanded that I apologize to my viewers, that I offended these people, that I broke the law, and that I was subject to a hefty fine if I didn't apologize in another show. The woman who was a party, a relative of a party of the lawsuit.
No, tell her to put it in writing.
People, is an email writing?
Well, I guess, yes. She sent it to you in an email?
Yes, she did.
Okay, well, you know, she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Okay.